Yo, guys, what's up? I got the free plays for you guys for the AFC and NFC championship games. Finally, we are here. This is the second best day of the entire year to sports bet. So I'm so hyped for these games. Cannot wait to get into these picks. I got 6 free plays for you guys in this video that we're going to hop into in 1 second. First, before we do, make sure to drop a like on the video, guys. It's completely free. It just takes 2 seconds. It really, really helps me out. So please make sure to drop a like on this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel either. I post these free pick videos for you guys every single day for whatever sport is on that day. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of those future videos. First, before we get into those picks, those guys, the best advice I could possibly give you, especially for the Sunday games, the championship games, and the upcoming Super Bowl. The best advice I could give you to make a ton of money, easiest and fastest way possible, download these apps right here. If you live in any one of these white or gray states right here, including even Canada, I will leave links down below for you guys in the description and comments of this video. But guys, I promise you, this is the best thing you could possibly do, okay? If I could do it again, I would 100% do it again. Just download either the Sleep app right here or the Chalkboard app right here. So basically, when you download one of these apps, and again, I would recommend to have both because you're going to get a ton of free stuff. But if you download at least one of these apps, before you deposit, right when you download the app, it's going to ask you if you have a promo code. If you type in code GHOST, all caps, make sure to type in code GHOST before you deposit. So many people mess that up. You can't go back and fix it afterwards. You have to make sure to do it right and put it in before. But as long as you have code GHOST in before you deposit on Sleeper, they give you $55 for free, a free Patrick Mahomes square, and a boost for your next play. So this payout boost is a random percentage. You could get like 30%, 35%. You could get all the way up to 100% payout boost on your next play, which is a crazy advantage. So definitely use that when you get on the app. But they give you a free play and a free payout boost. Chalkboard for the next 2 days on Saturday and Sunday, because I'm recording this video on Friday. They will give you $100 for free and 3 free squares for the next couple days here. And again, that's just by using code GHOST. So if you download one of these apps and use code GHOST, you will get up to $155 for free, 4 free squares, and a free payout boost. So guys, I am telling you, if you take advantage of all these promos right now, it is going to be very hard for you to lose money betting on these playoff games. So I'm telling you guys, this is the best thing to do. Again, I'll leave links down below for you in the description and comments of this video. But with all of these promos that they're just handing out just by using code GHOST, you would almost have to try to lose money at that point, because 4 free squares, free payout boost, and $155 for free. Again, links will be down below, but you guys need to make sure to do that. But let's hop into the picks. So like I said, I got 6 free plays for you guys. So hopefully we could cash at least 4 of these, if not all 6. I would definitely recommend splitting these plays up, not doing an actual 6-man. I'm using my Flex Friday play on these 6 guys, so I'm actually putting in the 6-man, but for you guys, I'd recommend to split it up into a couple 2 or 3 mans, because the goal is to hit at least 4. But let's hop into the plays. So the first game of the day, we have Eagles versus Washington. What we're going to be doing there for Washington, we are going to be taking Jaden Daniels, and we're taking his over on his passing yards. Prizepicks does have a free Jaden Daniels square right there, so if you haven't used that already, make sure to use that. But I'm taking his normal over as well at 225. The reason being is because obviously we all know they should be down in this game. Both these games today, by the way, the weather should be perfectly fine. It might be a little bit cold. It might be like 30 to 40 degrees. So it might be a little bit cold, but no rain or snow or anything weird like that. So it should be decent weather in these games. But obviously, Jaden Daniels and Washington should be losing in this game. Eagles should definitely beat them. So Jaden Daniels over 225 yards, I like a lot. He's going to have to pass the ball pretty much the entire game. I don't think Brian Robinson's going to really be able to do much against the Eagles in this game. They already obviously played 2 times this year. Jaden Daniels in both of those games. One game he did go for like 250 something. The other game he did go under this line, but I do like this play a lot just based off of how much he has to pass the ball. We took his over the last 2 playoff games because I thought they were going to be down against Tampa Bay. Obviously, they won that game, but he still had 270 yards. Against Detroit, he had 300 yards, and I thought they were going to lose that game as well, which is why we took the overs here. But obviously, that's a good sign, because I think if they lose this game, Jaden Daniels obviously needing to pass the ball should be able to go over 225. But clearly, even if you think Washington can pull out an upset in this game and win this game outright, he still could go over this, and honestly still should go over this. I don't see a world where they win this game and Jaden Daniels doesn't throw over 225 yards. I just think this line's way too low. It's way too disrespectful, especially when the weather's not even snowing or raining. I like Jaden Daniels to go over 225 yards. I think that's one of the best plays in this first game. The second play we're taking is going to be Saquon Barkley. How can you not take this man's over? 126 yards. I was taking this line over at 130 yards. Then they bumped it down to 126. So I'm still obviously taking the over here. The couple big points I want to get out for Saquon Barkley. Obviously, he's been going crazy this playoffs. He had 119 against Green Bay. He had 205 against the Rams, killed them. He's been going crazy all season. I don't need to explain that to you guys. Obviously, we all know that. But Washington this season has given up the third most rushing yards to running backs that they play. So they are literally the third best matchup he could possibly ask for, not to mention it's in the playoffs, so he's going to see more carries. They're pretty much at the point where you got to ride or die with this man, Saquon, because if you don't hand him the ball at least 25 times this game and you lose the game, you are going to be hated by the entire fan base. So we know off rip, even if they're down, even if they're losing this game, which again, they should be up and should be running the ball. Hypothetically, if they're even down in this game, he still should see at least 23 or more carries this game. And if he does against this bad of a Washington defense, he should go over 126 rushing yards. The last two times he played him this season, he had 150 yards and then 146 yards. So he killed them the last two times he played him this season. So playing them a third time here in the playoffs, I'm definitely taking Saquon's over because he's just that good of a player. I don't see how you don't take Saquon in at least one of your slips on these games. But going into the other game, so we only got two plays for that first game. Now going into the Bills versus Chiefs game, which we've all been waiting for. This is obviously the game of the day that we all care about the most, unless you're obviously a Washington or a Philly fan. Other than that, we all care a lot more about this game. We got Josh Allen's going to be the first player we're looking at. We're going to be taking his over on pass attempts at 31.5. So obviously you guys can see right here, he has not been going over that line very much recently, but that has to do with the fact that they've just been straight up winning games. He doesn't need to pass the ball at all. Now going against KC, I would bet all my money on Patrick Mahomes winning this game. It's Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. It's basically Tom Brady at this point. You can't bet against the man. Even if you think he's going to lose, you still got to bet on the guy to win because it's Patrick Mahomes. So I think KC should win this game, obviously meaning Buffalo should be down and losing this game. The thing I really want to point out to you guys with the over on 31.5 pass attempts, if they're losing the game, clearly he has to pass the ball pretty much the entire game. The three times the Bills have played the Chiefs in the playoffs, which obviously we know the history there, we know how crazy these games have been. The three times he's played them in the playoffs, he's had 48 pass attempts, 37 pass attempts, and 39 pass attempts. Now, not even in the playoffs, earlier this year they played, and the Bills won this game, and he still had 40 pass attempts in that game that they won. So even in a game where they win, he's still going to have to throw the ball over 32 times in this game. And obviously, if they're losing, he's going to have to throw the ball over 32 times. So I really like his pass attempts, especially in a playoff game against KC, at KC. I really, really, really like Josh Allen's pass attempts right there. So we're taking the over at 31.5. Now going over to Patrick Mahomes, we're going to be taking Mahomes over his line at 4.5 rush attempts right here. So this line's really good. This is probably going to bump later on throughout this weekend. So get this in while you still can. That's why I'm posting this video so early. But again, same situation. Looking back at the last couple times he's played the Bills in the playoffs, he's had 5 rush attempts, 7 rush attempts, and 6 rush attempts. So he's not killing the lines by any means, but he is doing very good, and he has hit it every playoff game against the Bills throughout his career. Obviously, last week against Houston, he had 7 rush attempts as well. So clearly in the playoffs, he runs the ball a lot more. Pretty much every other app, casino, sportsbook, whatever you want to look at this line at least 5. So that's why I think it's going to bump. While it's at 4.5, I love the over in this game. It obviously should be a high scoring back and forth kind of game. I could definitely see Patrick Mahomes running the ball 6 or 7 times in this game. So we're definitely taking the over there. And then the next play I have is going to be Travis Kelce. And we're going to be taking Kelce over 71.5 receiving yards. Another guy you can't not take when it comes to the playoffs. There's basically 3 main things I really want to say about Kelce, and then we're moving on because I don't need to explain it that much, okay? The first thing I want to explain is the 3 games he's played Buffalo in the playoffs in his career. He's at 118 yards, 96 yards, and 75 yards. The second thing I want to say is he has not missed this line. So 70 or more receiving yards in a playoff game, he has not missed since 2021. We're in 2025. It's basically been 4 years since this guy has gone under this line in a playoff game. And that means that has been 14 playoff games straight where Travis Kelce has gone over 72 receiving yards. in the playoffs. So those three things alone, I'm taking the over on Travis Kelce. If somehow he goes under this line, it is what it is. You got to follow the data in the playoffs. This man goes stupid. I don't care if you think the guy's washed. He just had 120 yards against Houston. Going against Buffalo, I'm taking the guys over, especially at home when his girlfriend Taylor Swift is going to be watching the game. This guy goes off every time his girlfriend's watching the game. So I'm taking Travis Kelce over 71 yards right there. And then the last play I have for you guys is going to be Harrison Butker. And obviously, guys, these games aren't going to go exactly how they've been going in the past playoff games. Obviously, I clearly know that. However, I definitely think it's a good thing to look at. I like all these plays regardless, but it's always good to look in the past and kind of confirm your thoughts that Patrick Mahomes has done this every game. Josh Allen's done this every game. Travis Kelce's done this every game. It's obviously good and nice to see that. So going into last play, Harrison Butker over 1.5 field goals. This line's crazy to me. I thought for sure this would be a goblin play. Normally 1.5 field goals is a goblin play, but especially for the KC kicker, which we know the Chiefs are going to move the ball on the Bills. There's no question about that. They're going to score 20 plus points in this game. Harrison Butker, the last 3 times he has played the Bills in the playoffs, he's gone over this line 2 of those 3 games. And this is another line where it's kind of like this line, while it's still at 1.5, get it while you still can, because it's probably going to move to a goblin play. But while you can get it at 1.5, we're basically just taking this because it's at 1.5 for a normal play. So the payout on that is really good. So this isn't like a play where I'm like, this is an absolute lock. I think for sure he's getting 2 field goals. I'm basically just adding it because it's such good odds to go over that, especially when they're still giving us a normal payout. So if that goes down to a goblin, I'd probably just stay away from that play. But while it's at a normal play, I would take the over at 1.5. I like that a lot. So those are going to be the 4 plays I have for you guys for the divisional, or not the divisional round, but the championship round for the AFC and NFC. Those are the 6 plays I have. Remember, guys, to drop a like on the video. I'd really, really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel either. Now, these are my 6 favorite plays for the games, but you guys need to remember the absolute best thing you could do if you want to make money, which clearly you do because you're watching this video to make money sports betting. If you want to do that, especially for these games on Sunday, get either Sleeper or Chalkboard using code GHOST. Again, you're going to get $155 for free, 4 free squares, and a free payout boost. So do that while you still can. Links will be down below. They're just throwing you free promos, throwing you free money because they're so desperate to have people on their app. So just make sure to have code GHOST in before you deposit. And as long as you do, you will get all of those promos. Again, links down below. But other than that, these are the 6 plays I have for you guys for the championship games. Good luck with all your bets, and I'll catch you in the next video.